Can you tell us about Wolford versus Lopez?
This is a case that involves a longstanding Hawaii law involving bringing firearms onto the private property of businesses. Basically creates a default status quo position where you're not allowed to bring a gun in Hawaii onto the private property of a business unless there is some sort of sign or other indication that you were explicitly allowed to do so. So the challenge here is the argument that Hawaii's default condition is a violation of your Second Amendment rights. The court seems to be leaning to the idea that there isn't really a good historical and traditional justification for Hawaii doing this. There is one source of evidence, but it's actually highly problematic. So a lot of the historical evidence that Hawaii relies upon is its own version of like the Black Codes, where these laws were passed in part to make sure that Black people couldn't use firearms, or maybe like indigenous people. So you get a weird situation where like you would presume advocates who are probably, liberal and normally pretty sympathetic to these kind of discrimination codes are saying, well, we do have a history of restricting gun rights for Black people in Hawaii. We're not proud of that history, but it is a reason why we could pass these laws. And the conservative justices are like, really? Is that where we want to go with this? So I'm fairly convinced this law is gone.